What's some juicy gossip you just found out in your personal lives? One of my sister's friends from her sorority had a mental breakdown on her two roommates. Of all the crazy shit I overheard, the best part was when she got in her car and proceeded to ram into the back of one of the other friend's car, over and over, for almost 2 hours. Like, they got security camera footage of her ramming the car, backing up, and doing it again for 2 whole fucking hours. Amazing. Wow. What kind of car was she driving? I'm curious what make/model car could withstand that kind of abuse for 2 hours. My sil is pregnant, again, by the same guy she's been in a, two-way, abusive relationship with for the past 6 years. Despite constantly moving in and out of his house, filing restraining orders against each other, and accusing each other of cheating every day, they planned this one. Edit, sil is my husband's sister, sorry for the confusion. Also CPS has been to their house. My mil takes the baby often, so she isn't in the house. Wow. That poor child. Exactly. We are hoping to have the two of them around us enough, so they can see not everyone throws things. Teacher is having an affair with a married security guard. They are not very careful about the flirting though, because most of the 6th graders have figured it out. Can't wait to see what happens. Edit, this is in Massachusetts for all those wondering. Sound like a very common situation. Edit #2, I'm a teacher not a 6th grader. Edit #3, wow. First silver. Thank you kind stranger. Something similar happened when I was in 3rd grade. My teacher, Mrs. W, was married to 6th grade teacher Mr. W, who taught at neighboring school. Well, my teacher would often spend time with the other 3rd grade teacher, Mr. C. One time at lunch I saw them across the courtyard sharing a Diet Coke, and what looked like holding hands. Even in my little mind I thought that was weird, because I knew Mr. W, they were a well-known couple in our small community. Fast forward in the year their affection becomes more blatant, and it comes out that my teacher left her husband for Mr. C. They got married, and had a baby. Later in high school, Mr. W was teaching a class and turns out he never remarried, and I always thought he seemed sad. But I could totally just be making that up in my mind. That sucks for Mr. W. I know a guy who got his friend to marry him, so he can get a green card. Except his friend was already in a relationship. Not only did my friend get married, he also inherited a boyfriend-in-law. Now the three of them live in the same house. Are you sure this isn't just a sitcom you watched? Okay, but I think I would legitimately watch this if it was a show. Edit, till that a bunch of shows have done this, notably Shameless, US. Thanks Reddit. I think I can hear Warner Brothers scribbling. My barber got 2 different girls pregnant, neither of whom are his girlfriend. Prices have went up a little bit, but the phone calls I overhear are worth it. Lol. Edit, wow, thanks for the gold and silver kind strangers. I feel like I finally made it in life now. Maybe he set the whole story up so he could hike up the price for people who want a slice of the gossip. Shave, haircut and a show. I'd pay for that. One of the girls in our group of friends has never really gotten over her ex that left her 3 years ago. She will often bring him up when drunk, and it has really hampered her dating life. He lives thousands of miles away, and today he posted a picture of him sitting with an attractive dude getting coffee. They are holding hands and their legs are touching. We were all sitting around the TV hanging out when she saw the picture. Shell shock is the best description for her face. Would this make it easier to get over someone? Always figured the idea of that person still being out there and available is what drives you crazy, but seeing how he bats for the other team now pretty much ends all that hope. Edit, he could be bisexual. It definitely did for me. In the 2 last years of high school, I was madly in love with a guy. We never had a relationship, but we were close friends. I had feelings for him for months. Then one day, while we were gaming, he goes, "I have to tell you something" on voice chat, and told me he had feelings for a guy in our year. It was a soothing feeling mentally. There would never be a yeah, but what if I was thinner, smarter, better looking? There would never be a what if with him. The guy liked dick and that was it. I couldn't change that about myself. My feelings abruptly stopped, and I helped him get a date with the guy he mentioned. This woman I know is dating a very shady guy. She's nearly 40 and desperate, so she overlooks a lot of the red flags. All her friends think he's an asshole. He claims he disappears every now and then because, get this, he works for WikiLeaks. He is married to someone. He claims that they got married only for visa purposes and they only fucked like a few times. He has citizenship now, but they aren't divorced because of some paperwork stuff involving, you guessed it, WikiLeaks. He vacillates between having her attend his family events and declaring that he doesn't believe in marriage and kids. Though, of course, he's married already. He recently suggested they be in an open relationship. She has always wanted marriage and kids, so it surprised me she got on board this relatively easily. I suspect it's because she wants to hold on to him. Guy does anything guy. Oh, it's just because I work for WikiLeaks, don't worry about it. Some girl in our year at school posted on Facebook the other day how her boyfriend had supposedly cheated on her. They had a full-blown argument in the comments just on Facebook for everyone to see. Yesterday she posted a picture of some keys tagging her boyfriend in it saying just bought our first house together. Well, that's not gonna last. Friend is getting married next weekend. They've been together a few years and have a 2-year-old son. At his bachelor party, we were all poking fun at him on whether or not he was ready. Shit-faced or sober, he is 100% committed to them. Another friend of mine is close friends with the bride, who is apparently questioning everything about their relationship and has repeatedly stated that he's not the type of guy she ever imagined seeing herself with. This is going to end well. Your username says it all. I just found out that one of my work colleagues who just returned from a 2-week expensive holiday with his wife in Iceland has just found out his wife has run up about £50,000 debt on numerous credit cards. Oof. That's a large amount. What did she spend it on? For a start, she paid for her son's, from a previous marriage, university fees without telling him. I'll never get this mentality. Like I'm going to spend an obscene amount of money and pray my spouse doesn't notice. Some time ago some girl jokingly said she wants her BF to get her pregnant or else he will leave her. Guess who's unexpectedly pregnant? Best advice for these girls: sex won't make him yours, and a baby won't make him stay. Don't forget, if your life is a train wreck, a baby won't fulfill you. Commenting from my other account. A couple that we have been friends with for a few years now, both very normal people with vanilla jobs, took a trip overseas that was supposed to last a week. Not unusual for any of our group of friends. No one had heard from them for close to a month, until we found out they've been arrested on the other side of the fucking earth trying to smuggle out close to $1 million for an international drug cartel out of the country they were visiting. When we heard the news we were just sitting there quietly in disbelief for about 5 minutes. Fuck. What's going to happen to them? Trial for the woman is on the 6th. Don't know if the guy'll be tried on the same day. They're looking at 1 to 3 years in prison as far as we know. 1 to 3. That is it? Guess they picked a good country to smuggle in, cause I was expecting 20 years, or death. My coworker makes $10 an hour, works part-time and pays for her living, still married, boyfriend's rent and child support cause he's broke. She just found his bank receipt showing $17K in his checking account. Was this at least a wake-up call for her? No. Ugh, I have a coworker with a deadbeat boyfriend. Every week he does something mega fucked up, but she's still with him. She's pregnant now, so I think she believes she's stuck. But 100% being a single mother would be better than supporting a kid and a deadbeat. Sounds like she's going to be a single mother, whether she stays with him or not. My cousin has been together with his wife for 14 years and has had a girlfriend for just as long. Neither of them knew about the other. He got caught because of an image on Facebook. His wife's sister posted a family picture which my cousin was in and got recognized by his girlfriend's sister's acquaintance. He got away with that for 14 years. I'm always amazed when I hear stories like this. Like, how TF do you have time to lead two lives and not have them mix? I barely have enough time to see my BF, no idea how I could take on another relationship. And how do you respond when they want to meet your friends and family? A friend of mine had 2 kids with a guy who worked in oil fields. He worked in 3-month-long shifts, where he would travel to another state, then come home for 3 months, then travel again. They were together 7 years, married for 5, when she was doing laundry and found a second cell phone in his pants. Turns out, he had been married for 10 years to another woman, who he also had kids with in his work state. She decided to wait it out, filed for annulment on the basis that he was married to someone else, and filed for custody of their kids while he was gone for work. Once she had it all worked out, she called the first wife and told her that not only had he cheated on her, he married someone else and fathered 2 other kids. The husband angrily drove for 11 hours back to her state to find the house empty. Unfortunately for her, her not husband anymore found her and beat her within an inch of her life, blaming her for the first wife leaving him. She was in the hospital for several months, and he is now in prison. Damn it, I wish he wouldn't have found her. Fuck that guy.